successfully for this type of virus. We have never done this in humans before. At least we haven't. Maybe the Chinese have, and I'll talk about that in a second. But that's why we don't really have a track record of success. This vaccine was rolled out to distribution centers before they even made a show of caring about the FDA approving it. Do you realize that? I mean, it went out for distribution. I know in Nebraska, it was in the distribution center within days before the FDA even said they were going to approve it. What?
Do you get the sense that medicine is being weaponized against our freedom and that this coronavirus is being used to trample our rights? Well, you're not alone. Today we have a very special guest with us. Her name is Dr. Lee Merrit, and she's got a bio. I could spend all half an hour on bio. I'll just kind of go through it real quick. She started her medical career at age 4 in house calls with her father. She's a lifelong member of the Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Medical Society. She's the past president of the American Association of Physicians and Surgeons, which is a wonderful, wonderful group of doctors. She's a former board member of the Arizona Medical Association. This bio is just incredible. Classically trained physician, got her medical degree from the University of Rochester School of Medicine and Dentistry. She was an orthopedic spinal surgeon for 27 years, studied bioweapons, did her internship at the National Naval Medical Center in Bethesda, Maryland, in internal medicine, and then she did residency in orthopedic surgery at San Diego Naval Medical Center. She spent 10 years as a military surgeon all over the place. She was awarded the Lewis Goldstein Fellowship in Spinal Surgery, the only woman to have ever received that, and just incredible bio. She's been a speaker at Doctors for Disaster Preparedness, a wonderful conference if you're not familiar with it. And she is something of a free thinker. And so, Dr. Merrit, thank you so much for agreeing to be with us today.
Well, thank you. Thank you. It's been an exciting week. I was in Washington, D.C. before this. So.
Oh, wow. I bet that was exciting. Tell us a little bit about your thoughts on this COVID and how it seems like it's just the perfect excuse to take our rights, shut down our business, destroy our economy, overrule our personal bodily integrity. Now they're saying maybe we're going to have mandatory vaccines. What are your thoughts on this COVID? Is the virus, does it really justify the level of hysteria we've seen and the massive expansion of government power that we've seen?
Well, the simple answer is no, it does not. And when I gave my talk in August at the Doctors for Disaster Preparedness, the talk was SARS-CoV-2 and the Rise of Medical Technocracy. Now, I had been asked to talk, and I had come up with an idea years before that. Literally, I'd started thinking about a talk for them over the couple years as I go to the meetings periodically. And my talk was on the weaponization of medicine. And the problem is, by the time I actually was ready to give the talk, I had to change things so rapidly because they did it. They did kind of what I thought, and I really do believe we're at war. We're in an unconventional, unrestricted war, the kind that the military Chinese generals talked about 30 years ago. And I'm not saying this is just coming from China, but that's the proximate militarization of this. And my thought before all this happened, when I was just theoretically thinking about this, was warfare has changed over time. We started just hitting each other over with clubs, and then we went to set piece battles, and then we went to, we as Americans, we kind of pioneered guerrilla warfare, shooting behind trees, and the British thought that was unsportsmanlike, and on and on. But in our lifetime, what I call military, conflict 4.0, and I made this up before I ever even heard people now talking about 5th generation warfare, but that's really what we're talking about. 4.0 was when we were fighting, say, ISIS or or Al Qaeda, and you knew maybe who the enemy was by the Geneva Convention. They appeared like a standing army. They had uniforms, they had training, they used group tactics and things. But you really weren't 100% sure who the enemy was because you didn't know who was funding them, who was sending them weapons, who was really doing the training. So there was plausible deniability. What if you could take it the next step further? So what I've called, and what I've learned actually other people have called warfare 5.0. What if you had a weapon that was so stealth that not only did you not know who the enemy was, you didn't even know you were being attacked. So it looked like nature. Okay, and that's really what we're in here, in my opinion, is that kind of scenario. So